welcome back to another personal development video. I don't know what number this is. The last couple weeks I've been like filming ones that I want to put out sooner than what I've already filmed, so I don't know what week we're on, what number we're on, but we're here. So this weekend, the actual like Saturday, Sunday weekend, I work those days, but that's like what's called the weekend, but that's not my weekend. But anyways, um, was a struggle. Saturday, especially Sunday, did better. So it was yesterday, it did better. So I'm currently doing 75 hard, which if you don't know what that is, there's a lot to it, but it involves like 2 workouts a day, gallon of water, a progress photo, sticking to a diet, and reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book. It's good. It's hard. It's not hard in the sense that like I'm sore and that's like really difficult to push through things, but like you're just, anytime you make yourself do something different than what you habitually do, your brain doesn't want to do that because it wants to like make things easy for itself, right? It wants to like stay in its habit that it knows because it takes more energy to change things. And so like you're literally fighting your brain and it's hard. Um so I basically kind of mostly going to read my journal from Saturday and then also from Sunday, which was better because of a video that I found that was really helpful. And also my cousin, who was helpful too, just because she was like, don't quit. And, once you've like hit this and it's struggle, like, and you get past it, like, you've hit your bottom. And I'm like, well, I'm not in the middle of a depressive episode, so it could get worse than this, but I appreciate you. And so I kept going. I'm still doing it. Today's day, I think 17 or something like that. So, anyways, yeah, I'm basically just be reading from my journal, and I might have some little inputs. But there's pretty good things in here. So from Saturday, the rough day, the rough day. Was this the day? This was the day. I usually work like 9:15, 9:20, and I had gotten up and I had like brushed my teeth and did my skincare, and then I went back to bed and I didn't sleep, but I didn't get up till 9:05. Yeah, like I think I literally did my makeup at work that day, which is fine because it takes me 5 minutes. But that was that day. So okay, I am so tired. I'm starting to feel like I'm getting sick, which I haven't, so it's good. I'm struggling. I want to sit somewhere warm in the sun and work at my own pace. Oh my God, I don't mind. I really actually like the cold. Like honestly, 40 degrees and me, we get along super, super well. But lately, I've just been like wanting to sit in the sun, and I want it to be like no more than like 70 degrees. Like that'd be perfect. Like 65, 70. That's perfect. Like that's I kind of want that. Even though I love the cold, I like kind of want a little bit of warmth lately. Okay. Oh, and I should a little bit explanation on this too. So I've been learning more about manifesting lately, and I've kind of like known about it and been like following Manifestation Babe for a couple of years now, and done some of her like free courses. And I've actually paid for a couple as well. But I so like basically when I like kind of picture something or I'm trying to like manifest something in a sense, I she always says, don't say want. And I've seen this other places too, like I want this, I want that, I want this, because then you're just sending out the energy of wanting something, and so then you're just gonna keep getting back the energy of wanting something instead of actually having that thing. But I'm not really to the place of where I can just be like, yes, I have that, or yes, that's set for me. Like I'm not there yet. And so I'm kind of in this middle of like envisioning things. So when I'm like things that like I, would like to manifest in the future, I just like envision them. And I just think of it that way and that makes more sense to me. So that's why it's just this it'll make sense. Okay, so then I'm envisioning making the time to lay in bed daydreaming because I've actually really missed that this week. I haven't so much because it's just anyways. I'm a night owl, but I've been getting up at 6 to do my workouts before work. And so I wasn't. And so I wasn't this last week, but before that I was. And I miss laying in bed. Like I miss just laying there, and just like relaxing and like watching the sky get lighter. Like I miss that. That's why I really look forward to going to bed at the end of the day, and I can do that a little bit before I fall asleep. Okay, envisioning hopping on a plane onto Hawaii and laying in the warm sand because I just want that little bit of warmth. I've never been to Hawaii. It sounds awesome. I've never been in a warm ocean. I've never been in an ocean outside of Oregon, which is like 50 degrees or something. So I've never been in a warm ocean. I look forward to it one day. Envisioning staying in a nice place, taking naps in the afternoon, riding horses, because I've hardly ever done it in my life, but I love it. I love riding horses, even though my knees hurt afterwards. Going paddleboarding, which I also love. And I've done on a river a few times. I have the river here, and I have an inflatable paddleboard, but I'd love to try it on the ocean. That's kind of like scary because I'm not a super great swimmer, but I kind of want to try it. Envisioning hopping on another plane and going to Australia because I want to go to Australia Zoo so bad. So random, I know, but I've like watched the Crikey It's the Irwin show and I follow them on Instagram and I love watching it with my niece. I taught her the word cheetah from watching their clips of cheetahs. Like, I just want to go to Australia Zoo for like 3 days. Just like all in, man, all in. So, anyways, I'm not wanting it. I'm envisioning going there. One day in my future, I'll go to Australia Zoo, and I'll take my niece with me, and probably my sister too, because she probably won't let me take her all the way to Australia without her. So, yeah, we'll go to Australia Zoo one day. Okay, and then it was a little bit later, and then I wrote this. Can I just run away? I want to cry. I'm finding it so difficult to stay positive for longer than 3 minutes. It was hard. It was hard that day. I'm worn out. I'm beat up. There's so much that I want to do and give in this life, and I am exhausted. It's like I'm running a race just to stay in the race of my work. So, like, I feel like sometimes it's just kind of like with doing YouTube and stuff, like, sometimes it just feels like a race to like keep up with all the work and the filming and around work and babysitting, and now 75 hard takes like 2 hours of my day. And so I feel like I'm running a race while just trying to running like two races at once, basically, like running double speed, I guess. Like, that's what I was picturing. um the race of my work, the stuff I want to do, I have to take a night off every week. All caps, I have to. I was doing this for a little bit and it just quickly went away. And not like an intentional night off, because if I just end up scrolling on Pinterest for 4 hours, because yes, I've done that many times and even recently, like in the last couple of months, many times, it's not like a night off. It's like a night wasted. And I don't like that. So I'd like to just be like, okay, I'm gonna take this night off and just do whatever the heck I want. Like, it does, maybe I want to scroll on Pinterest for 4 hours. Like, that's cool, but like, this is my night to do that, and I'm gonna take it to do that, or whatever else I want to do, rather than just being like, oh well, midnight, guess I'm done. Like, there's a difference. Okay, so bullet points. Wow, I'm getting like really bad jumping in and out of this. Every Sunday through Saturday, I have to take a night off. It doesn't matter which night, but I have to take it off. And, all caps, I'm instilling the rule of no computer. Because if I open my computer, I'm going to start doing work stuff. It's just going to happen. I can watch movies on my tablet, I can scroll on my phone, I can write my notebooks, but no computer. Because sometimes I do like this. I like journal electronically, so I'll do that on my computer too. So I'm not tempted to do any kind of work. And so I am a person, I generally kind of like a flow for the day. Please stop that. So like kind of getting up about the same time, going to bed about the same time, like having kind of like segmented times throughout the day. But I don't really thrive on having any kind of a routine or like strictness. It does help like during a work day for me to kind of be like, hey, I'm going to do this in the morning, or like, because I have to do laundry all throughout the day at work, like planning out when to do that so I don't get too behind. So I do kind of like set plans throughout the day as well, or like things I need to get done. But I don't like having a strict routine. Like, I'm going to do exactly this and exactly this and exactly this. Like, even on a morning routine, like some mornings, maybe I want to like read for half an hour instead of like read for 15 minutes and then journal for 15 minutes or whatever it is. Like, I like to have kind of a flexibility to my day as well. I don't thrive on like a strict, like every day is the same, or every day is relatively the same. Like, I like it to just kind of have a general flow that's good for me, but not strict. And so that's why I don't have a particular night off. Also, part of the issue was last time I had a night off, I had it set for Sunday, and I have Storm, my niece, on Sunday, so I'd put her to bed, and then I was like, I'm gonna wash my hair this day, and I'm gonna do like a whole big skincare routine. Well, and then it's bedtime, and like, that's not a night off. Like, I feel like at this point in my life, like having to shower and wash my hair and like spend like half an hour on my skincare, which is good for me and I love it, but that like doesn't feel like a night off anymore if I feel like I have to do that on these exact days every week. So that was part of the reason that my last night off every week ran away. Okay, next bullet point, there's only two. So the second bullet point, first priority is catching up on editing and getting 1 week ahead. Because that's kind of been what I'm working on, and really I'm just kind of like, hey, we're just gonna start with this week and then like keep going from there, and that's cool. Because I'm just not catching up. It's not happening. But I keep thinking about all the other things I want to do. So um yeah, so I want to get to the point of being a week ahead in editing, uploading videos a week before they go up, and then that's it. There's other things I want to do, like I'd like to look at opening another channel. One of my friends and I have a business idea that we were kind of sort of working on in the fall, and then it just all went away. When she was sick, I was sick, and we had holidays, and it just never happened. We just weren't together, like, didn't get together for a couple months. So yeah, 1 week ahead, like that's literally just my focus, because I keep thinking about all these other things that I want to do and I want to have time to do and all these things. But I need to, what I'm doing now, like, needs to get done. And get done in a way that I like and in a way that I enjoy before I can start looking at, expanding to the other things that I want to do. Like I'm looking to like make time every week just to write. Like I would like to write blog posts again. I would like to write poetry again. I have ideas for other types of videos as well, and possibly doing like 2 channels and kind of splitting things up. Yeah, and I just have other ideas, and my dad's had other ideas that he's shared with me that I really like. So there's more that I want to do, but I need to make sure that what I'm doing now is like a good for me and like is going and on top of it. And also when my videos are like when I'm up and ready to go a week early, I'm not nearly as stressed as when I'm trying to finish them last minute. Like, obviously, that makes sense, but I'm just not. And if I have computer issues, because I often have computer issues, doesn't bother me as much if I'm ahead versus when I'm like trying to struggle to finish something last minute and all of a sudden it takes 3 extra hours. Like, so yeah, that's just what I need to do. Everything else can come later. And then there was a video that I found on YouTube that I listened to that day at work while I was folding laundry. And then I listened to it again that night because I went on my walk because I didn't break 75 hard. So I did my 45-minute outdoor workout and my 45-minute indoor workout that night. So I will link that below because I really like it. I think she goes by Robbie. Really, really, really do not know how to pronounce her name at all, but I will link the video below. It was really helpful for me, and I kind of used a little bit of it the next day as well. So the next day, Sunday, after I got through the rough day, that was a rough day. Last night I made it my night off. I had to do both workouts. I had to go grocery shopping. I needed to wash my hair because it was really bad, and I didn't get off work till like I think 6. So that was literally my night. But it was really nice to call it a night off. I did also watch a 20-minute video. So, I got a little bit of time in there. I don't remember what else I watched. But it was nice. I definitely felt better this morning. I was so stressed yesterday. Literally, my neck was stiff for a lot of Saturday. And letting myself be run down and thinking of quitting and dreaming of a different life, because I still just sometimes want to run away, but we already talked about that doesn't really work. Then to decide to stick with 75 hard. Thank you to my cousin as well. And for me, just thank you to me also to just deciding to keep going with it. I got everything done last night. Oh goodness, the videos and the podcast I listened to last night and this morning. It was all encouraging to keep going. What's the point of sitting and wallowing and wondering why me? I decided to do all of this, and it's all a lesson. I literally decided to do all of this. I decided to start on YouTube. I don't know why. I just did, and I did. And I decided to keep going. I decided to start 75 hard. Like, this is, nothing's getting like thrown at me. This is literally like all results from my choices of what's going on right now. Oh, goodness. I've always heard to keep going when it gets tough. I've been wanting to be disciplined. That's part of why I started 75 hard. Oh, well, here is my opportunity that I am giving to myself to do it. Yes. It's a very clear this sucks and I want to quit or at least modify it, but I didn't. I didn't modify it because I was thinking of taking out one of the workouts and just doing 45 minutes a day, not an hour and a half, but I didn't. I'm doing it the normal way, the 75 hard way. What can I learn from yesterday? I don't like how I look for a way out or for somebody else to give me a way out or justify my way out. Because one of my coworkers did. Yeah, because she was like, I get it. Like, you're working here, you're working on YouTube, you're doing 75 hard, one of your weekend days, like, goes to your niece. Like, it makes sense to, like, you take 45 minutes out, like, you can maybe balance a little bit better. So, because I do that, like, I reach out to other people, and that's why I texted my cousin, because I was like, I'm thinking of modifying, like, I'm going through all this, and she was like, don't, you can do it, you can stick with it. Like, I try to reach out to other people as, like, a justification for me quitting whatever I'm doing. Or sometimes I just quit, and, like, people don't even know I started, so there's that, too. Yeah, so I text other people or talk to other people, and I'm like, look at all of this. So I'm like, look at all of this. Look at all of this. So I'm going to change things because it's not sustainable, and they'll either justify it, or even if they don't, I decide to do what I want in defiance of them because they just don't understand. But something I realized yesterday is we're all going through stuff. Like, everybody who does 75 hard has reasons to quit. And I was like, my cousin just doesn't understand. And now I'm like, she's raising puppies and she has 3 kids, and her husband is sometimes gone for a month doing clinicals. Like, she's got a lot on her plate too. They'll be busy, they'll get sick, they'll have days where they're really tired, or have other external stressors where this doesn't seem like a good use of energy at the moment. But so many people have finished 75 hard despite that. And they've finished other things, other challenges, they've built businesses, they've done whatever. Like, people keep going despite all of the excuses that they have to not keep going. I can complain and give myself excuses all that I want, but I won't finish it by giving in. I won't get stronger by giving in. I won't practice discipline by giving in. I won't push myself to a new level by giving in. That's the point where you grow. I've had that with YouTube. The time commitment is a lot, but I've always known that I won't actually quit. I'm not going to throw in the towel and be done on a whim. There's always been that truth behind my frustrations. So that's something that I kind of noticed before, but I really noticed yesterday, is when there's things that, like, I have thought of, like, quitting YouTube or stopping something or whatever. But there's never really any fuel behind that. Like, I'm just frustrated, and there's just this unwavering truth that I know I'm not going to quit. Even when I get frustrated by things, whatever they may be, like, I'm just not gonna stop. Like, I'm still gonna keep doing it because there's just I want to. Like, I want to. But with the 75 hard and with other really, like, health and fitness challenges that I've done or tried to do, like, I'll just, like, I hit that point where I'm like, and then I just quit. There's not any kind of, like, truth behind that. There's no, like, stability behind, like, I'm not actually going to quit. Like, yeah, it's rough, but, like, I'm going to keep going. Like, I don't have that with other things like I do with YouTube. And it's this whole different feeling. Like, I was just really, really, really trying to justify stopping. And I was really fighting that. And I was like, let me take all day. Let me think about it. Like, I still have time tonight to, like, do everything and stick with it. So I've got, like, 8 hours. Let me just kind of think it all through. And I didn't have that stability of just knowing, like I know with YouTube, that, like, I'm just not going to stop on a whim. I'm not just going to quit suddenly. I'm not just going to give up. And it's a really different feeling to just be like, I just want to give up. Like, and I have nothing is just going to keep me here. So, yeah, it's a totally different feeling. So I didn't have that truth with 75 hard. I was thinking about it for hours, deciding what to do, realizing that literally everybody has excuses and complaints and reasons to quit, but they keep going, help me through it. And realizing that this is what I wanted to do. This struggle, this push, this growth, this discipline, this commitment to me helped me keep going. Like, remembering why I started often actually doesn't really help me, but in this case it did. I just realized that I've always given up. When things get tough, I either give up or I have this underlying unconscious knowing that I'll keep going, so it's not even a real thought or option to quit. Like with YouTube, like, it's never a real thing that I'm just gonna stop posting videos. And then with other things, when I'm like, I don't have that knowing behind me, I'm done. It's fine. I quit. Whatever. This time there was a real thought and option to quit, and I didn't. When other things have felt this tough before, always in the health and fitness category, I've given in despite support from others, but this time I didn't. My cousin said she's proud of me and I should be proud of me. Okay, Edgar. I'm not there yet, but I do give myself a little nod of approval. And that is true. I don't know, I still don't necessarily feel pride. And I like to feel proud of myself. Like I do. Like that's something that I go for. I know people talk a lot about happiness, but I really like feeling proud of myself for doing things and continuing to do things. And I don't necessarily have that feeling yet. I still kind of see 75 hard as oh, grueling, I guess. I still kind of see 75 hard as grueling, not something that I necessarily want to do anymore. It's more like today it was just like super unconscious to just go on a walk and do my workout, my indoor workout. And I read this morning. I'm at a really good point in my book though, so that was really easy. It's really like just unconscious and like go not monotonous, I guess, automatic. It's really automatic at this point, just to keep doing it, but it's still not really something that I necessarily want to be doing. And I really look forward to having a milkshake at the end of it. Oh my goodness, do I dream of that. So I'm still not necessarily proud of myself, but I do still kind of feel that like nod of approval, like, okay, you know what, good job, like good job, you didn't quit. You made all the excuses that you could make. You reached out to somebody, two people. You got somebody that was like, that's super valid if you want to like modify it. Somebody that was like, no, stick with it. And either one, like I could have been like, yeah, I'm just gonna quit. Or you don't understand, I'm gonna quit. But I didn't. I did it. And so maybe there is an amount of like pride in there, but I don't really feel it at the moment. I'm just like, okay, guys, we're just gonna keep going. Like that's really where I'm at right now. So yeah, I don't even know what I was trying to get out of this, but it was just like a whole experience of a weekend that I wanted to share. I would highly recommend checking out that video. I'll link below. It's like 40 minutes. You could put it on while you go for a walk. Or whatever, or when you're folding laundry, like when I listened to it the first time. It was really good. It was just really helpful to me to listen to kind of somebody's journey of like figuring out what they like about themselves, and kind of retraining their brain to look at situations differently and like what did I think but what did I actually want to think, and really being okay with like going through that process instead of like being upset with how you respond to things. And so I really liked it and I took a lot from it and I saved it and I will listen to it again soon. I would say watch it, but it's just two people talking, and so I don't really want to watch two people talking, but I can listen to it when I'm doing something else. So that's all I'm gonna say for today. Let me know if you've had, I don't know, a similar experience, or if this resonated in some way, because I don't know, this wasn't anything necessarily like I learned a lesson, but just this is what's happened, and like I don't know if I've necessarily like 100% learned a lesson yet, but like I'm still in the process of it, and so that's cool. And I am kind of like chronicling my 75 hard journey and I'm doing kind of like a check-in every few days or a week or so. So that will be up when I'm done. I won't be done until March, so it'll be a couple of months until that kind of comes through. But hey, even if I quit at this point, I'm gonna put out a video. But I don't know, I made it through this weekend, so I guess I'll just keep making it through. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next week for personal development video. And yeah, I hope you have a great weekend.